Hi everyone and welcome to JMC Jams episode 12. We got to 12 for the end of the semester, which is amazing when we only really planned to do 3 or 4. So how are we going to round things off for this semester and the end of season 1? Well, I have 3 graduating students from our 3 majors talking to us today about their excitement for the future and reminiscing a little bit about their time here at San Jose State and specifically in JMC. We're going to kick things off with Michael Heffling, who is a PR major. Hi,
That's
Michael.
Right. Hi, John.
Tell us a little bit about what you did during your time here as a public relations student.
Beyond the academics of it.
A bit of everything.
Okay, well, I studied quite a bit of visual communication as well. For me, public relations is about building a rapport and delivering a very efficient, well-received message. And I find that visual communication is the most authentic and easy to persuade an audience with. People have a tendency to believe what they see. Mm-hmm. And so for me, visual communication was a very important element of that. So I added that to the existing planned PR classes that were proposed to me. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I have a different take on public relations than maybe all of the graduating students here have.
Okay, what have been the highlights of your time here at San Jose? Did you come here for 2 years? Have you been here for 4?
I came for 2. I was originally a student at Cabrillo College, mm-hmm. and I transferred here with an AA in liberal arts and came into the public relations department here that way. And I've been here since, 22? And it's gone by in a flash. It's almost, I feel like I just arrived. In fact, I'm wearing the t-shirt now that I got during my orientation on the very first day I was here, and it still feels pretty crisp.
And it's washed well.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't taken long.
And so, out of all of the PR classes you took, which one really stands out for you?
Wow. They were all great. We have a really strong public relations department here. The one that stands out maybe the most would probably be Professor Fletcher's case studies mm-hmm. class. I learned a lot of practical application of crisis management, as well as pretty much every aspect of applied public relations. So, yeah, very impactful class.
And of course, Professor Fletcher, Sean Fletcher, is one of our full-time faculty who comes to us, fresh from industry, into a teaching role, bringing all of that wealth of experience into the classroom, like so many of us do. And so looking ahead now to the future, what plans do you have after you leave San Jose State? I mean, we're not going to allow you back on campus. You do know that.
I realize that, yes. I got my eviction notice.
So what are your plans now?
Okay, so next I'm planning to take a short break to basically reflect on everything that's happened. And I'm interning still. I started interning last summer with a journalist organization up in Columbia, the Columbia Basin Bulletin. Mm-hmm. And it's an environmentalist newsletter, and that's the sort of thing that I find personally rewarding, that I feel like my work is contributing in some way to the benefit of not just the environment, but my specific local environment. Mm-hmm. So I've stayed on with them even after the internship ended. And although being a small independent journalist organization, the pay isn't quite what it might be. It's very rewarding, and I'm getting an opportunity to work and use all of my training already. So I plan to stay on with them until I find something else.
That's awesome to hear. So are you thinking of remaining within that space, non-profit or not-for-profit, sustainability?
Yes. I'm an environmentalist at heart, and to me it's important that I keep that connection to nature, and I just don't know really how compatible that is with big business and mm-hmm. the corporate world. I know that they do intersect in some places, maybe, but I don't know for sure that I'm going to get the greatest satisfaction out of pursuing the most lucrative position. So I do expect to stay in environmentalism and perhaps not-for-profit or non-profit organizations.
And following your heart and using your skills to their best advantage, right?
I think I'll live longer.
That's awesome, Michael. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak to us. And if you've got any message that you want us to relay to upcoming students in PR?
I would say internship is very important. Intern early, don't leave it until the end. There's a good possibility that you'll stay on board with them. So the sooner you get on board with that organization, the better off you'll be. So do your internship early. Don't leave it until the end.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck. Okay, and after Michael, we have Alexis Marquez coming in to join us. And Alexis is an advertising major, but a minor in journalism.
Correct.
So, Alexis, tell us a bit about how you managed to kind of balance these two things during your time here.
I think, honestly, I didn't really want a journalism minor at first. I was just taking update news because it was fulfilling my internship credit for advertising. And then after my second semester, Donna was like, hey, like you can get a journalism minor. I was like, yeah, like why not? Like, I wanted to stay like in the class with some of my peers, and I was like, you know, like might as well, because I was looking at a journalism minor or a business minor. So that kind of just helped me decide. Yeah,
and I mean, you obviously fell in love with journalism, right?
I fell in love with maybe like the producing and directing side of journalism. I'm not the biggest fan of like going out and reporting and talking, like being on camera and that kind of thing, but I love the behind the scenes and the editing.
Right. That's really interesting. I mean, often we'll get a design major minoring in advertising, or advertising major minoring in design, or business, like you said, yeah? And that kind of backwards and forwards. But a journalism one, I mean, that's kind of a little bit unique.
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you feel that advertising and journalism sit together for you?
To me, they're completely different worlds almost. They're like sister majors, but also like, I feel like I can separate them in a lot of things, or a lot of journalism has advertising. Like, it's definitely something I could go into if I wanted to, but I think in my day-to-day, I kind of keep them separate.
And the skills that you learned in one, do they impact on the other?
Of course. I think the softwares mainly, and especially the behind the scenes of like in the studio and all that, like I can probably direct a commercial if I wanted to, or just, I used a lot of Premiere, Adobe Premiere, and I'll be able to use that in advertising if I'm editing like a video or anything like that.
Yeah, so you feel that more strings have been added to your bow, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
A lot more skills.
And what's a highlight of your 4 years here? Because you've been here for 4 years, right? Or were you 2?
3.5.
3.5, okay.
So I would say my highlight is probably update. I think I just did so much. You have to produce 10 packages every semester, and being executive editor this semester is kind of like another step of like leadership and just the family that you create every single semester.
And you even did a weather forecast, didn't you?
Yes, I did the weather forecast for our last show this semester. Not my favorite. I don't love being on camera, but it was definitely like just fun to experience and do and say I've done that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, really, you know, this minor has given you like such great opportunities, right? And so looking forwards, where do you see yourself?
I see myself in advertising, if not, I guess producing or directing in like a newsroom or just like a set of any kind. But advertising is where my heart lies.
Right. And anywhere in particular? You're going to hang around in San Jose, or are you going to just open your wings and fly?
Wherever a job takes me, really. I'm not set on a certain location. I would love to stay in San Jose, but I'll probably head back to SoCal after I graduate and see what kind of jobs are over there.
Yeah. Okay, so just heading back home.
Yeah.
Alexis, thank you so much for coming in and speaking to us on this. But before we go, some words of advice for the upcoming seniors or juniors, any of our students here in JMC.
My words of advice would just be to do what you love and do what you know is going to help you and what's most fulfilling.
like you've done. And experience new things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and all the best for the future.
Thank you.
So we've had Michael, we've had Alexis, and now we're going to wrap things up with Giulia, who comes to us from advertising.
Yes.
And you've been doing a bunch of other things as well, so we'll get to talk about them too. So
Yes.
first of all, Giulia, what's been the most memorable thing that's happened to you here at San Jose State?
So coming to San Jose State was definitely a big deal for me since I come from a different country and Brazil is very different than here. So everything has been very different and a very rewarding experience. I believe that the best things that I gathered here were definitely all the extracurricular opportunities that I worked with, definitely everything that I learned outside of class, in class, and even the friends I made here were people that not only helped me grow personally, but also professionally. So I feel like the whole experience was very rewarding, and everything that I bring here, I will definitely bring throughout my life.
Mm-hmm. So you've enjoyed it.
Yes.
Clearly, yeah. And I think, I mean, obviously, you know, we've had conversations throughout your time here because you were very much involved in the Spartan Ad Club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you did some of my classes, and the Spartan Ad Club also led to you becoming I guess the only person running the advertising show for the newspaper, right? For our media.
Yes. So during my time here, at first I was actually a business major, and then I decided to switch, and during that change, I decided that was the best way was to join clubs and join different opportunities. So that's why I decided to join the Spartan Ad Club, and that opportunity really helped me a lot networking and learning how to really build connections, and also helps me learn advertising in a more hands-on way. So with that also came along the opportunity for the Spartan Daily, and that's something that I really, really love doing. Even though sometimes it's hard being just so like one person team, it's still very good because I was able to learn a lot to work in advertising related to newspapers, something that I never thought I would do. So it was good to do it while I was here.
Yeah, covering a lot of roles actually
Yes.
in one, yeah?
Yeah.
And to the point that we now decided that we'll have an equivalent of you, but then with a couple of other student interns to kind of help them to bring more advertising in, to raise more money for our publications and so on, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, and you're going to be still coaching them.
Yes, I'll still go along with them for at least like they are really settled for it to go on their own. So
That's great, and we really do appreciate that, of course. You
Yes.
know? And so you've got, I mean, we could talk all day about the different things you've done, because with the ad club, I mean, you were up on the executive.
Yes.
You've entered competitions. You've done a bunch of things. So what are your plans now that you're going to go? I mean, you're from Brazil. Are you going to go to Brazil? Or are you going to keep on traveling? Are you going to find your way somewhere else in the world?
So after I graduate, I still feel like I have a lot to learn. And as an international student, I plan on going back home for a while because I miss my country a lot. And then after that, I plan on getting my master's in Europe, since that would be a great opportunity to grow and keep learning, especially with different cultures, since I'm very passionate about languages and cultures and everything like this. So I feel like my plans is definitely to keep studying and keep learning and getting my master's somewhere else. And along with that, I also plan on getting an internship or even an entry-level job that it's fully related to advertising, and especially in more a branding side, which is something that I enjoyed the most while I was here. So yeah, that's in my plans.
Okay, staying in Europe, presumably?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And of course, you know, our business is just so global now. You know that speaking languages, of course, is a great asset. being able or being willing to be mobile is going to like to really help you along as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I plan on being open to living in different places, since that has always been my dream. So
that's great. That's great to hear. And thank you for coming on to the podcast. And actually, you were on the podcast before talking about New York.
No, I helped them come here.
That was it. You brought them in. So anyway, Giulia, just leave us with a few words of advice for upcoming students, international students or homegrown or whatever.
So I would say that definitely it's very important, especially coming from a different place, to be open-minded and not be scared to follow what you want, and even talk to people, network, make friends, and also enjoy the classes, be close to the teachers, and really enjoy the experience to the fullest. Even though sometimes it's scary, it's very, very rewarding. So I would say to never be scared and just follow along and really put the effort in the school, because it's very rewarding.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good luck. And I will see, of course, I'll see you and Alexis and Michael graduating next week, which is going to be a buzz. So thank you. And thanks, everybody, for following us and watching us and listening to us over the course of the semester. We've already got next semester's stuff planned. So we're going to carry on doing this, which is going to be rewarding and fun and hopefully informative for people here and for anybody who's maybe interested in the work that we do in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications here at San Jose State. So thank you and happy holidays.